stop putting the swelling on your eye. Your nose even, when I choke you, you stop breathing. When police come, I'm leaving. Peace and love.
Battle raps are the extension of the dozens, so to speak. They are the extension of getting on record and dissing the other person.
It's this nigga named Nas, and he kicking with these niggas named Mobb Deep, and they kicking with some niggas named Bad Boy. Did I say fuck them all? So I'm about to take this nigga beat and whoop his ass with his own motherfucking beat.
Rap came up off of diss records. That's what separated rap from R&B and rock and roll, because we got on the record and said, yo, shit is whack, fuck you, and all your homeboys, you know what I mean?
Tupac accused Biggie and Puffy of setting him up to be shot. This feud was sensationalized by the media and caused waves of fear throughout the industry.
If you know somebody and it's to the point where it's like, yo, we gonna do some dozens type thing or whatever, or we gonna get on the same record together and do it, and when we in shows, we gonna do it. It was cool. Back in the days, it was more of acceptable, but you gotta realize, after, you know, Pac and Big and everything, it could get serious.
It took a ugly, dangerous turn when Tupac, and to a lesser extent, Biggie got involved, because I think here, Tupac was at greater fault than was Biggie. Biggie did make a song called Who Shot You after Tupac got shot that was taken as a direct affront to Tupac, but Tupac released perhaps the most bitter, vindictive, vengeful battle rap and diss song of all time, which was called Hit 'Em Up, where he begins to literally talk about having sex with Biggie's wife. So it was ingenious, and it was evil, and it was vicious, and it was powerful and compelling at the same time.
We want to make sure we mash their ass like we did Biggie. See that nigga quiet as a fucking church mouse. Drop, hit him up, that nigga quiet as fuck. He ain't got shit to say. His wife pregnant, that nigga waiting like an expectant father not knowing who the baby is. The boy don't know I use the rubbers, so it ain't mine. I'll tell you straight, I ain't wanna fuck that fat bitch nowhere.
Before there was even hip-hop, at the juke joints down south, people getting stabbed, hit over here with the bottle, same shit. Well, no matter what type of entertainment you in, you know, that's what happens. It's not just us.
Pac's war wasn't against the East Coast because there's a lot of cats on the East Coast that he got love for Pac. There was a lot of incidents that happened right prior to him getting out of jail. For example, the Source Awards, 15,000 people was booing us. Anybody from California was getting booed.
The distinction between the real and the represented got blurred. And unfortunately for Tupac, keeping it real, being a real nigga, meant that you literally had to move from wax to the street.
For the record, you know what I mean? Pac and Biggie ain't diving no rap shit, you know what I mean? Strictly street shit for all my niggas who know, you know what I mean? Wasn't no rap shit. Rap ain't killed Pac and Biggie, and when you say that, you kind of like spitting on their grave, you know what I mean?
I remember his 21st birthday, he was doing Poetic Justice, he wanted a truck. He didn't have a driver's license. And Adrian Gregory went through so many changes to get him this truck and drive it up to him on the set. And how surprised he was that he made it to 21. And so often we talked about it, and I would tell him, you have got to stop this death thing, because it was like a twin.
His body of work shows he could see something, you know?
I know he knew. When I see that last picture of him taken in the car, and he's looking out the window, and there's absolutely no expression on his face, I knew. I just hope he wasn't afraid.
I don't know, like he saw it coming. I mean, out of the songs that we, you know, out of a lot of songs that we did, you know, for him to talk about death, 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 death. I mean, he would talk about it all the time.
He always thought he was gonna die prematurely. He gave Layla, you know, a lot of the poetry books. He said, you know, when I'm dead and when I'm gone, you know what I'm saying, hold these and then let everybody know this side of me as well as whatever I've already exposed. And that's prophetic type shit, man. God let him know that he only had so much time to make an impact.
He was a pre-thinker. You wonder, how could he make a song, God Bless the Dead, praising Biggie after Biggie died and Pac died first? Because Pac was a thinker like that. He was always plotting. If I die this way, put this out. If I die this way, I want you to put this out. He was thinking, and he wanted to cover all those bases. That's game, ain't it? Woo. He was playing to win. He had a plan E. much less a plan B.
After attending a Tyson fight in Las Vegas, Tupac, who was sitting in the passenger seat of a black BMW, was shot multiple times. Miraculously, the driver of the car, Suge Knight, escaped serious injury.
Kidada could have been sitting there right next to him, you know. He called her and told her that he would see her later on, because after the fight, they had a fight with the Crip, you know, and he didn't want to jeopardize her. So he must have felt something, too.
I cried right then when I heard. You know, anybody who loved him is still affecting him right now, guaranteed.
He was obviously with people that didn't love him. He was supposed to have been protected.
Whenever you have anybody that goes down without a struggle, without a defensive actions, responsive actions taken, I always question why.
My first thought was like, but when he come out of this one, he really gonna think he's invincible.
Tupac was admitted to University Medical Center where he underwent surgery, including the removal of his right lung.
I walked in the room to visit him, and he was trying to tell me something. That'd always be one of the mysteries in my life. I don't know what he was trying to tell me, but he was trying to tell me something. And he was shaking the whole bed. He was a warrior, you know, to the end.
On September 13, 1996, after 6 days in critical condition, Tupac Amaru Shakur was pronounced dead. He was only 25. Quincy Jones said if Malcolm X died at 25, he would have been a street hustler named Detroit Red. If Martin Luther King died at 25, he would have been a local Baptist minister who had not yet arrived on the national scene. And if I would have died at 25, I would have been known as a trumpet player and struggling composer, just a sliver of my life potential.
Pac was a prophet. He knew things that none of us seen yet. And Pac ain't never let me roll with him to pull no gun on no black man. Cause he's seen a lot of brothers going, a lot of sisters going, a lot of children going. Pac wasn't no gangster. I rolled with Pac. We came up together. Pac was a soldier.
A private memorial service was held for Tupac on a secluded beach in Malibu. In attendance were close friends and relatives, including his mother, Afeni Shakur. Some of his ashes were scattered into the sea.
We threw all the gifts in the ocean for him, and we threw the chicken wings and the Hennessy and his favorite pictures, jewelry. Everybody brought something. Everybody said a little something. We brought drums and bongos, and people spoke, and we had fires burning. That was his funeral.
You know, could we have done something different? Could we have said more? Could we have stood up to the forces? And all of us shoulder some of the responsibility.
It just appalls me that nobody has been arrested for those two deaths. You know, and it's just been like, it's like a big cloud with a question mark on it. And you know somebody in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, or both, know exactly what happened.
Just at the oddest time, I just miss him. Just miss being able to holler at him like, dude, you know, I'm going through this problem and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you're happy about having successful records with Tupac, producing him and all that, but at the same time, it's like he's not here to enjoy what you're enjoying, you know, while I'm alive.
And however it went down with them taking him away, he's still not gone. And still is gonna be here for a long time to come. And even if music still wasn't coming from all the albums that's out now, we got enough to hold us over for centuries.
Pac showed me just be yourself and be true to everything you believe in, and it'll come. It doesn't come on this album, it'll come on the next album.
You know, no matter how bad it may get, just keep going, because you only fail when you give up.
He gave me pride. You know, he gave me love. He gave me inspiration. I don't think he realized how great he was. You know, I don't think he fully realized how much people admired him, you know, and thought of him.
I always wanted to make a book out of my life, like a fairy tale. Raised by the Black Panthers and strung out.
Posse up. We thugging y'all to the 90s. Peace to my nigga Kato.
I like when he says, hey, yo, Shock, let them hoes know. Now you can tell from my everyday fits, I ain't rich, so cease and desist with them tricks. Just another black man caught up in the mix.
When I ride, he ride. When I get some ass, he get some ass. When I get my drink on and my smoke on, he get his drink and his smoke on. And I hit so much harder in the left hand now, you just don't even know. I'm righty. It's like it done took over. Pac just up in there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Boy.
Again, you find yourself a little lower.
This picture of Tupac reminds me of him and the kind of look he would have in his eye if he was getting ready to pick up a girl at a club or so had seen somebody that caught his eye.
You got to be strong, and even though you get tired.
And if you look at this, though, you see memorabilia of like me and Pac right there, you know, all that, doing our thing. This was a sketch that was drawn of me and him.
Who's on? You wonder how it all went wrong. And the sorrow.
Here, I was just noticing as I was looking for things to share with you. You know, this is Pac's house number. Sometimes I forget, you know, you can look at his last house number in LA. And sometimes I reach for the phone to call Pac. Like, I forget. You know, there'll be moments where I'll grab the phone, I'll have something I want to say, and I go to dial his number, and then I go, oh, I can't dial his number. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had that happen when you lose someone?
And even though you get tired.
No time to pray to God, cause it's war when the squad hits. You wanted to be abusive, so I robbed him of his manhood. You should have learned how to use it for colored girls.
He planted the seed. Now we're gonna blossom and bloom and, you know, do our thing and build some more trees and just build on to his legend.
The walls will fall down.
I was down in Jamaica. They said, the man lives here now. My man is right down the island. I said, don't take me to him. Love that brother, but I'm trying to write a book.
He says, you know what my favorite piece of music is? And I went, no. He said, my favorite piece of music is the theme from Les Miserables. And I almost had a car accident because I had your favorite is what?
Be strong, and even though you get tired.
I'm starting to peak. I finally found a worthy release from all of my stress, cause every day I battle the beast. I think of Pac and Cease, and if they rested in peace, my son and my niece, I wonder if they'll ever be free. They say we should teach, but will the people ever be reached?
Don't let them think that you dead. You got to be.
He was musical, political, you know what I'm saying? A soldier, a teacher, and a brother all wrapped in one, man.
At the heart of a champion, baby.
Pac was my inspiration when he was here. You know what I mean? And he is when he gone.
Heavenly Father. I remember it was a time I could go out to couldn't even pray. Almost feel saved. Devil don't want me to. Yeah, hard time. Do what I gotta do. I know they worldwide. Born to spit it. Listen to me, Father. It's my time. Come on, I was conceived in a track meet, floated down the birth canal, born in a tournament, believed to be heaven sent. I got some questions, so don't be mad at me. I asked of the heavenly, why so many catastrophes? Woke up one morning in a cold blaze. Lord, why you let them two planes hit the world trade? I guess America's so busy polluting, deploying bombs and shooting small countries. Look at what we doing. What's going on? Brothers still getting domed. In the hood up in that zone, it's hard to make it home. What do I believe in? The Quran or the Bible? People's lost, God's children feeling suicidal. Who do I believe in? You, the Buddha, or Jesus? Why diseases? God, do you still see us? Before this rap shit, we were made exactly after you. Please, Lord, have mercy, understanding what we do, cause we don't.